I want you to close your eyes and imagine being in outer space. What do you hear? In your mind, it is absolute silence. We have been trained by Hollywood movies and science textbooks to believe one fundamental rule. In space, no one can hear you scream. We are told that sound requires air to travel. We are told that sound is a vibration of molecules, and since space is a vacuum, there are no molecules to vibrate. Therefore, the universe must be a silent, tomb-like void. But I am here to tell you that this is a lie. The universe is not silent. It is roaring, it is screaming, it is singing. The misconception comes from the fact that space is mostly empty, but it is not completely empty. Between the stars and between the galaxies, there are clouds of gas. There is plasma. There is the intergalactic medium. These particles are spread very thin, but they are there. And if an event is violent enough, it can send pressure waves rippling through those thin clouds of gas, just like ripples moving through a pond.
In 2003, humanity discovered the loudest, deepest, and most terrifying sound ever recorded in history. The astronomers at NASA were using the Chandra X-ray Observatory to look at a massive structure called the Perseus Galaxy Cluster, a city of thousands of galaxies bound by gravity. But when they looked at the X-ray data coming from the center, they noticed something weird. They didn't see a random cloud of gas. They saw a pattern. Surrounding the supermassive black hole, there were giant concentric rings. They looked exactly like the ripples you see when you throw a rock into a lake. But these waves were separated by 30,000 light years. The scientists realized what they were looking at. These weren't orbit lines. They were pressure waves. They were sound waves. The black hole at the center of the Perseus cluster was singing. It was pumping out a rhythmic, constant pulse of energy into the surrounding void. This discovery fundamentally changed our understanding of black holes. We usually think of them as eaters, silent monsters. But in reality, they are messy eaters. As matter falls into the black hole, it swirls around the event horizon at nearly the speed of light. This creates friction. The friction creates heat and magnetic fields. And these magnetic fields launch two massive jets of high-energy particles shooting out of the poles. These jets slam into the surrounding gas clouds with the force of 1 trillion nuclear bombs going off every second. This impact creates the boom. It creates the sound wave that travels outward into the galaxy. But here is the mind-bending part. The scientists decided to calculate the pitch of the note. They wanted to know what note the black hole was singing. In music, the pitch is determined by the frequency. Middle C on a piano vibrates 261 times per second. The sound coming from the Perseus black hole has a frequency of 1 vibration every 10 million years. It is the lowest note ever detected. It is a B-flat. But it is not a normal B-flat. It is a B-flat that is 57 octaves below middle C. To play this note, the piano would have to be so long that the keys would stretch from Earth to the sun. It is a sound so deep we cannot comprehend it. It is a scream echoing for 2.5 billion years, controlling the fate of the entire cluster.
So, we know the black hole is screaming a B-flat. But why does that matter? Why is this terrifying? It matters because sound is energy. When you shout at a glass of water, the water vibrates. You are transferring kinetic energy from your throat to the water. Now, scale that up to the size of a galaxy. The sound waves coming from the Perseus black hole are carrying an incomprehensible amount of energy. As these waves travel through the intergalactic gas clouds, they physically shake the atoms. This friction generates heat. In fact, the sound is so loud that it keeps the gas in the Perseus cluster scorching hot, millions of degrees. This is a form of cosmic birth control. For a new star to be born, gas needs to be cold. Cold gas clumps together, collapses under gravity, and ignites fusion to create a star. But because the black hole is screaming, the gas stays hot. It stays expanded. It cannot clump together. It cannot form stars. The black hole is literally yelling at the universe to stop creating life. If the black hole went silent, the gas would cool down and billions of new stars would ignite, lighting up the cluster. But as long as the scream continues, the galaxy remains sterile. The sound wave is the only thing preventing a baby boom of stars. It is a delicate feedback loop. The black hole eats gas, screams, heats up the remaining gas so it can't fall in, and then starves until the gas cools down again. It is a breathing, beating heart of darkness that regulates the life cycle of millions of light years of space. For years, this was just data on a screen. Numbers. Graphs. But in 2022, NASA did something extraordinary. They decided to perform a sonification. They took the data from the Chandra X-ray telescope, the visual ripples, and they translated them into audible sound. Since we can't hear a note 57 octaves too low, they synthesized the sound by scaling it up. They sped up the frequency by quadrillions of times so that it would fall within the range of human hearing. The result is what you might hear in a nightmare. It doesn't sound like a beep or a BOOP. It sounds like a ghostly, guttural moan. It sounds like the wind howling through a haunted house, but the house is the size of a galaxy. It is a low, dissonant drone that makes your skin crawl. I want you to imagine a deep, growling, metallic wind. When NASA released this audio, it went viral instantly. People called it the voice of the void. It reminds us that our senses are limited. We evolved to hear snapping twigs and rustling leaves on Earth. We did not evolve to hear the gravitational groans of dying stars. But just because we can't hear them doesn't mean the universe isn't noisy. The universe is a cacophony. We are walking through a loud, violent, chaotic room, but we are wearing noise-cancelling headphones called evolution. The Perseus Black Hole is just the loudest voice in the choir. So, the next time you look up at the night sky and enjoy the peace and quiet, remember the truth. It is not quiet up there. You are just deaf to the monsters. I am your host. Thank you for listening to The Void. Subscribe for more cosmic horror.